Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in. My name's Judy Fay London. I'm an average person, but I don't worship billionaires nor do I love dictators. I fight for freedom, human rights, democracy, and science. And upload weekly TV series which talked about history, culture, economics, and more. Before we dive into today's topic, please allow me to thank the friend who bought me coffee from my website last week. Thank you so much for your kind support, my friends. Thank you. My friends, if you're not new, may I ask you if you recall that more than a year ago, I said that if Trump is re-elected in November, he'll betray the allies of America and join the dictators group, which includes Russia, North Korea, and so on. But if you don't recall, or you're a new friend, please check it out in the description or comment. Right. I must warn you that I did terrible makeup in that video. Yeah, I often do horrible makeup since I'm not good at it. So now you know that I said after Trump betrays the allies, another country will take the place as the world leader. I talked about Germany, Japan, France, and the UK. And after some analysis, I said that the UK might take its place back from the US, becoming the world leader again. Of course, about this part, we don't have the result yet, since it's just the beginning. However, if Americans continue like Trump destroy its reputation in the world, trash its soft power worldwide, America will become weak and poor in 4 to 6 years. Most importantly, it might never get its place back, even when a new president comes in after 4 years of Trump's regime. Yeah, there's no doubt that Trump wanna rule the country forever, and he's been trying to obtain the utmost power, one of the steps of becoming a dictator. However, I don't think he'll make it, even though so many people believe he'll successfully become the American king. So why do I think he'll fail? Well, first of all, he's a coward. After January 6th, I knew he's a coward. Otherwise, he would have gone into the Capitol with his followers, as he was promised. Secondly, he's too greedy. He wants both power and money. He willingly does anything that will make him fortune, even when he shouldn't. And thirdly, he only gets the MAGAs who totally support him. No matter what, no matter when, no matter if he screws their lives. He doesn't get the majority of the people to support him to become a king. So if he uses the toughest means to become a king, he will be overthrown shortly. So in a word, my new predictions are: number one, America will be no longer the world leader if Americans like Trump continue doing the harmful things. Number two, Trump will never successfully become a king because he's a coward and he's too greedy and he doesn't care about ordinary people. Okay, my friends, Do you remember that more than a year ago, I predicted that if Trump wins the 2024 election, he'll turn America's back on its allies? If you don't recall, or you haven't watched it, please check it out in the description or comment. But before you watch it, I must warn you that I did terrible makeup in that video. In fact, if you're not a new friend, you'd know that I often do terrible makeup. Okay, now you know that I predicted Trump will betray the allies and join the group of dictators like Putin. And now you also know that I was right, since Trump has already shown that he's on Russia's side. Trump has blamed Ukraine for starting the war that has cost tens of thousands of Ukrainian lives. But in reality, we all know that Russia invaded Ukraine 3 years ago, that Russia started the war that has cost thousands of lives on both sides. And now Trump wants to end the war by forcing Ukraine to give out its land and more. But the simple fact is, if Russia really wants to end the war, they can just leave, get out of Ukraine. So, in my opinion, when Trump said that Ukraine should never start the war, it meant that Ukraine should have just given whatever Russia wanted when it was invaded. What a coward Trump is. Why? Well, for example, if someone invades my home, I will never give it away. I will fight and fight, even it means I will die. And if I die and become a ghost, I would haunt the house forever. So to the MAGA people who don't support Ukraine, who are brainwashed by Russia, I say learn some history, will you? In 1991, when the Soviet Union collapsed, Ukraine had the world's third largest nuclear arsenal on its territory. Then the US mediated between Russia and Ukraine, and in 1994 the three countries signed the trilateral agreement, under which Ukraine agreed to transfer nuclear warheads to Russia. In return, Ukraine received security assurances from the US, Russia, and Britain. Sadly, Russia betrayed Ukraine again and again. They invaded Ukraine twice after signing the agreement. And now it seems that Trump has been trying to make America betray Ukraine also. So my question is, who can you trust? It seems that Trump is highly likely to win the GOP's nomination, so I think that Chris Christie is a better choice for the Republicans, because he might have the chance to win the presidency in 2024. Unfortunately, it seems that Trump will be their nominee. So, if Trump gets elected again, what's the future of the country and the world? My prediction is Trump will become a real dictator, for sure. My reasons? Well, I've talked about them in my previous videos. I'll put the links in the description box. Okay, now let's talk about the future if Trump wins. Firstly, he would change the Constitution in order to make himself America's president for life, and his followers would cheer for it, since they are in his court and they love him no matter what he does. Meanwhile, you gave his supporters some benefit by selling all the country's long-term interests, by taking away more human rights from minority groups. Meanwhile, America won't slowly turn her back on her old allies, while forging a new group with Russia, North Korea, etc. And then in about 5 or 10 years, because of isolationism and autocracy, and because of short-sighted policies, the economy will become weaker, and the States will no longer be the most powerful country in the world gradually. So which country will replace America? The United Kingdom. Yep, I think that Britain will get its place back if Trump is elected in 2024. Here's why. First, they take care of their younger generations. Except offering free meals at school for children, they also value education, and they don't ban books. Second, their society is more tolerant. Some studies show that British are more tolerant towards the people from different groups, backgrounds, or cultures. Third, they respect science and offer a more tolerant environment for scientists. They've already given us Chloe Dolly the sheep, right? Yes, Japan and Germany are also good places for scientists. But I bet my money on Britain. I believe that the UK will become the new leader of their allies, France, Germany, Italy, the Netherlands, and so on. What do you think, my friends? What's your prediction? Okay, my friends, in case you don't know me yet, I'm Judy Fay London, a fan of Jack London. I'm a published writer who writes fiction and non-fiction novels and short stories. You're very welcome to visit my website judyfaylondon.com or Amazon to read my poems and my short stories. The last one, Mr. Rat, Candy the Dog, and so on, and my latest non-fiction book, Living with the Walking Dead, a roadmap for achieving your own success. I hope to see you there, and I thank you so much for your kind support, and thank you very much for subscribing to my YouTube channels, Judy Fay London and Judy Plus. Judy Fay London is a comprehensive channel, while Judy Plus is a channel that talks about interesting scientific discoveries. Thank you for watching, subscribing, liking, sharing, and commenting. I wish you nothing but success and happiness. Let's talk next time. Bye.